What if you are closer than you think, closer than you feel, closer than it looks, to the moment where everything begins to change? But right now, it doesn't feel that way. Right now, it feels like you've been trying for a long time, praying, waiting, hoping, holding on, even when it's hard. And maybe you're tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, tired of waiting, tired of not knowing, tired of wondering if anything will ever change. And in quiet moments, a thought begins to whisper, maybe this is just how it will always be. Maybe nothing is going to change. Maybe I should just stop hoping. But what if that moment right there is exactly where everything shifts? Because the hardest moment is often right before the breakthrough. Let that sink in. Right before something changes, it often feels like nothing will. Right before light appears, darkness feels the strongest. Right before clarity comes, confusion feels overwhelming. And right before God moves, things can feel completely still. Not because nothing is happening, but because something is about to. Take a deep breath. What if this is that moment for you? Not the end, not the breaking point, but the turning point. Because God is not done with your story, not even close. There is more ahead, more healing, more clarity, more peace, more purpose. But before the change happens around you, something shifts within you. Hope, faith, trust. And right now, God is strengthening those things in you. Even if you don't feel it, even if you don't see it, even if you're not sure anymore, you are closer than you think. Let's pause here. God, I've been holding on for so long, and sometimes I feel like letting go. But today, remind me that I am closer than I think, closer to healing, closer to change, closer to breakthrough. Give me strength to hold on a little longer. Amen. There are chapters in your life that you didn't choose. Chapters filled with confusion, loss, waiting, silence. And if you're honest, you wouldn't have written it this way. You would have chosen a different path, a smoother journey, a clearer direction, less pain, less uncertainty. But what if this chapter is not the end of your story? What if it's where your story begins to change? Because God doesn't just write perfect stories. He transforms broken ones. He takes what feels unfinished and turns it into something meaningful. He takes what feels painful and turns it into something purposeful. He takes what feels lost and turns it into something restored. But transformation doesn't happen instantly. It happens slowly, quietly, deeply, like a story being rewritten, line by line, moment by moment. And right now, God is rewriting yours, even if you cannot see it yet, even if it still feels the same, even if nothing around you has changed. Something is changing within you, around you, ahead of you. Take a breath. Think about your story, not just the pain, but the strength you've gained, not just the waiting, but the patience you've learned, not just the uncertainty, but the resilience you've built. Those things matter. They are not random. They are part of the process, part of the preparation, part of the transformation. So instead of asking, "Why is my story like this?" ask, "God, what are you creating through this?" Because the answer is bigger than what you see. Let's go deeper. God, there are parts of my story I don't understand, parts that still hurt, parts I wish were different. But today, I trust you with my story, even the unfinished parts, even the painful parts. Rewrite what needs to be rewritten, heal what needs to be healed, and guide me into the life you are preparing for me. Amen. Now, stay with me here, because this is where you make a decision, not about your situation, but about your faith. Will you give up right before things begin to change? Or will you hold on just a little longer? Because something inside you already knows this is not the end. There is more ahead, more than what you see, more than what you feel, more than what you understand. And the only thing that can stop you now is giving up too soon. Don't do that. Not here. Not now. Not when you've come this far. Because God is about to move. Not always suddenly, but surely. Not always loudly, but powerfully. And when He does, everything will begin to make sense. The waiting, the pain, the confusion, it will all connect. And you will realize you were never stuck. You were being led. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. You were never alone. God was with you every step of the way. Take a deep breath. Say this quietly. I will not give up. Again. I trust God. One more time. I am ready for what's next. Let's end with a powerful prayer. God, I'm still here. Even when it was hard. Even when I didn't understand. Even when I felt like giving up. I'm still here. And today, I choose to keep going. I choose faith over fear. Hope over doubt. Trust over control. God, lead me into what you have prepared. Give me strength for what's ahead. And remind me that my story is not over. It is changing. Even now. Amen.